What's up, guys? We're going to be talking about a certain Madalin Giorgetta, and you may have heard of her. She's quite a big Insta famous chick, and recently she made a post on Twitter saying that caloric deficits do not work for fat loss. Let's get into it. Right out back at the gym, I thought I'd come home and finish off the video here. Firstly, let's just clear up the fact that diet is just what you eat on a regular basis. You know, for me, when she says something like diets don't work, it just sounds like eating doesn't work. Like, it's such a vague comment, like such a vague statement, like doesn't work how? Like, I wanted to give her the benefit of the doubt. I wanted to understand that there had to be some sort of context behind such an outlandish statement, because to say that diets don't work, to say that a caloric deficit does not lead to fat loss, it's literally like saying gravity doesn't exist. I wanted to make this video because we need to stop, we need to stamp this sort of stuff out where opinions then become more important than facts, because everything that she says, everything that she then advises is just her opinion, okay? And you, the consumer, need to know the whole picture before you start giving your money to these sort of people. She has anti-diet in her bio. Why is she anti-diet? So I had to dig around a bit, look around, you know, basically the sort of general gist that I got from as to why she's anti-diet is because she resented the process of losing weight. She resented tracking calories, she resented tracking macros, she resented having to make sacrifices, essentially. She resented that she would have to skip dessert when she was eating out with her friends. Every gripe that she mentions as to why she hates dieting is easily rectifiable, and it's just, they occur not because diets don't work, it's because you implemented that dieting protocol incorrectly. Since she talked about tracking macros, I can only assume that she was that she's talking about flexible dieting here. You know, she doesn't talk about which diets don't work. She just says all of them don't work. Like I'm going for a tangent here a bit, but like, you can't say that all of them don't work. Give context. Which ones don't work? Or how they not work? But I can only go by what she says. She's saying that all of them don't work for everyone. Basically, every gripe that she mentions is easily rectifiable if she just implemented flexible dieting correctly. If you're flexible dieting, you have a macro budget. How you decide to spend that macro budget is up to you. So she could have easily have allocated enough space in her budget to have that dessert. Even if she didn't have enough space in her budget to have that dessert, she could have had it anyway and then just made up for it later on in the week. And to say that she doesn't enjoy tracking calories, she doesn't enjoy tracking macros, then it's not that flexible dieting doesn't work, it just doesn't work for you. It doesn't fit into your lifestyle. So maybe something like intermittent fasting may work better for you to help you achieve your fitness goals. So again, the statement that diets don't work, it's fundamentally flawed, it's misinformed. It's not because that they don't work, it's because that she clearly doesn't have the experience nor the knowledge to implement it correctly. Dieting is just a tool that helps you achieve your goals, and just like any tool, you need to learn how to use it properly. Any good coach will teach you how to use that diet properly and help you implement it to fit into your lifestyle. But like, a good coach teaches you how to coach yourself so that eventually you won't need the coach at all. I can only assume what she means by diet, she means a regimented, controlled sort of dieting protocol is bad, because she says that it creates, you know, it's bad for your mental health, it's bad for your body image. Yes, that is true if you are not guided properly. She talks about how she yo-yo dieted, increased calories to grow her butt, then decreased calories to see her abs. And any good coach would tell you that you shouldn't be yo-yo dieting at all. Any good coach would tell you that if you're trying to gain muscle, you should be trying to gain muscle for a long time. It should be for at least a year. Yes, you heard me right. If you're trying to gain muscle, you should be allocating literally a year to slowly and gradually gain that muscle. If you're trying to lose weight, then you should be allocating at least 4 to 5 months to lose that weight. Lean bulks and fat loss should be, in order for it to be sustainable, long and slow and gradual and incremental, you're most likely going to have lasting results. And of course, there are exceptions to it. If you're like a physique competitor, then it's because you have so many shows throughout the year, you're kind of forced to have these sort of quick turnarounds all the time. If you're just trying to be healthy, if you're just trying to have longevity, if you're just trying to have like these fitness goals, if you don't have any sort of time pressures, you shouldn't be yo-yo dieting. You know, you've been taught wrong. So what is her solution then? If she's anti-tracking macros, if she's anti-tracking calories, and of course she has a solution, she has a product that she sells. Her solution to help you hit your fitness goals is that she prescribes nutrition programs. Now, call me crazy, but how is a nutrition program any different from any kind of regimented, monitored, controlled diet? How is what a personal trainer prescribes to their client, how is that not a nutrition program? You've just used different words to describe what a diet is. Since she's explicitly against tracking calories and explicitly against tracking macros, against having any sort of measured, monitored, regimented way of creating a caloric deficit and caloric surplus, how are these going to work? Let's give it the benefit of the doubt. Let's assume that these do in fact work. Then the only thing that I can think of as to how her nutrition programs help her clients achieve their fitness goals is if she's doing this. It's a style of coaching that is, in my opinion, completely unethical, completely just super shady, super slimy. It's what they do for Weight Watchers, it's what they do for on shows like The Biggest Loser. And that is basically, they get the information that they need from their clients, and then they keep their clients completely in the dark, and then just tell them what they need to be doing as and when they should be doing it. That way, the clients do see the results, they get the results that they've asked for, but they don't know why. And since they don't know why they're getting those results, they are forever dependent on that personal trainer. And as I said before, a good ethical trainer will teach you how to coach yourself so that eventually you do not need that coach. So on the show The Biggest Loser, these contestants, they lose insane amounts of weight in literally within 12 weeks. They'll literally quarter the size of their body weight. They just tell them, okay, this is what you have to eat. They don't give them numbers, they don't give them any sort of quantities. Eat this amount of food and then do this amount of exercise. I know someone personally whose coach did that to them as well. They said to them, okay, this is how much you need to eat this week, and this is how much work you need to be doing. So yeah, they get the results, but they don't know why. So since she's anti-tracking macros, anti-tracking calories, I can only assume that she's not teaching her clients this. So why has she got this anti-diet thing about her? What is the reason for it? And to me, the only way I can explain it is because the stuff that works, the solid advice, the advice that you can trust is boring, it's not sexy. Unfortunately, in a lot of cases, in order to be successful in fitness, you got to have some sort of gimmick, some sort of thing that makes you stand out, your unique selling point. And in this case, it just seems like she's decided to choose to be anti-diet, because that is a common pain point for a lot of people. They just don't know how to diet. Now moving on as to why a monthly subscription is completely unethical. Because once you know how to lose weight you know how to lose weight for the rest of your life. Once you learn how to create a caloric deficit safely and sustainably and in a way that helps you achieve your goals, it's the same for the rest of your life. The rules apply for the rest of your life. You don't need to keep on paying for the same advice over and over again. So that is another massive red flag. It's not like Spotify where new music keeps coming out. Playing devil's advocate here.
Just had to redo this bit. She has what many would call a desirable body, and so how is she able to maintain that if she's not tracking her calories, if she's not dieting, as it were? Well, basically, to maintain a physique is actually really easy, especially when you've already tracked macros in the past. To maintain a physique, you kind of don't have to do anything. You just have to you can literally just eat whenever you're hungry and then stop when you're full. I mean, take yourself for example. You've probably maintained this current physique, this current weight for a long time. Did you have to think about it? Did you have to weigh anything out? I'm assuming not. Unless you're trying to maintain a super shredded physique year round, which is nigh on impossible anyway, you really don't need to track anything.
So I'll just wrap this up. In her defense, there is a instance where the statement diets don't work is true. And that is if we look at the weight regain statistics. On the Joe Rogan podcast, Layne Norton said that 7% of people who lose weight within the first year gain it all back. Within 2 years, 85% of people will gain all their weight back. And then within 3 years, 90% of people will gain all their weight back. And in many cases, these people will gain all their weight back plus more. But I don't think that is the statistic she was referring to when she made that claim. If you don't want to be regaining all that weight back, then you need to find the dieting protocol, the dieting method that you can stick to indefinitely. I'm not trying to say that she's an evil person. I'm just saying that she's very inexperienced. She has less than 3 years experience, guys. Okay, like that. I don't want to hold that against her, because at some point we were all beginners. We were all idiots. There was a point where all of us didn't know anything. She has a responsibility to be ethical. Like, she needs to give people the entire picture. She can't be making ridiculous claims like calorie deficit doesn't lead to fat loss. I hope you guys have learned something. Just know that diets do work. You just need to find the one that you can sustain, the one that fits into your lifestyle, and the one that helps you hit your fitness goals and helps you stay healthy. Make sure that you get the proper guidance. Make sure that you're doing it properly. As I said before, all the things that she listed as being negatives of dieting, it's not that because they didn't work, it's because that she wasn't doing it properly. Keep learning, keep lifting, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.